Hello there, everyone. I'm Rocky, and I'm here today to show you a deck that I have edited. It's actually not my deck. This is on Cockatrice, which is a Magic the Gathering emulator, and it's decent enough. It's the best, like Magic Gathering simulation sort of thing, not emulator, sorry, simulator. And it's the best simulation sort of thing that I've found. So, unless you are playing on Magic the Gathering Online, this is probably the best you're going to be able to get, as far as Magic goes. So anyway, I found this deck on tappedout.net, and this is the deck list here of my edited deck. The original deck I can bring up here. Okay, here's the original deck. It's a lot bigger. We've got a sideboard as well here. On the edited version, there is no sideboard. And you're playing this deck fully, like this list, it's a lot of safeguards, a lot of different backup things, and it's kind of evil, actually. But I edited it myself here, so that it's kind of better, in my opinion, as far as if you're just wanting to actually play the game fairly normally. You can't play the game normally with this deck, but you can try. This is a legacy deck, by the way. I have legacy there. So I've taken out what I believe to be not essential to playing the deck, and put the things from the sideboard into the deck that are essential. It used to have research here, so you could take cards from your sideboard and shuffle them into your library. But I don't think that's necessary, really, and if you're not using sideboard. So, the things I want to highlight from this, I'll also put this deck to tapped out, link in the description. I took out the entire sideboard, put Door to Nothingness, which is the main card in this deck that makes you win, into the main deck. In the main deck, I took out, what did I take out? I took out Research and Development, so you don't need to get into the sideboard anymore. And then I had one spot left. After I took out that, and I put in another Cabal Ritual, I believe is what I did. Basically taking the whole sideboard out was the biggest change. And a Cabal Ritual, so I have a better chance of drawing that mana gain. I feel like I took something else out too, but Staff of Domination is not actually necessary, unless you're needing the whole sideboard deal, but I like that. If you get in a rough spot, you can gain infinite life, or you can draw infinite cards. You're kind of dead by that point, but we'll get there. So here, I'm just going to start this anew. I'm just wanting to show the deck because I really like it. It's awesome. It's a gigantic combo deck. I'm just going to show you how it works here. So opening hand is everything in this deck. You have to combo off of it. You can do this on turn 1. It more likely happens on turn 2. It depends. So here we actually have just about the perfect hand here. You want to have an Undercity Informer or something, and if you're looking at the deck list, you can kind of follow along and look at the deck list. An Undercity Informer or Balstrad, something or other, I think it's called. Balstrad Spy, because that's going to make us mill our entire library. As you see, we have no lands. So we want to make sure we can get one of those in our opening hand. We don't want Dread Return in our opening hand, but we can put that into our graveyard later, and we'll flash it back, and we'll get there. First of all, we have 3 mana gain things, and we actually need another card to get mana from this. We don't actually get any mana unless we imprint something on it. So we could imprint Taxian Probe. I believe that counts as a blue card. So we'd get some mana off of that. But first what we want to do is actually use the Taxian Probe. Connect our opponent's hand. That's good. Gonna draw Understanding Former. This is exactly what we needed. We still need 1 more mana, see, because we need 4 if we want to put this off on turn 1. So we're going to use Taxian Probe again. Draw. Perfect. We need 1 more mana, and we can do it. We play Chrome Mox. Exile Understanding Former, so now we have a black on it. Understanding Former. From Understanding Former, we get black mana. We play our Lotus Petals, and we put our Spirit Guide into the graveyard to get another mana. 1, 2 of any color, it can be black, doesn't matter. 3, we just want to make sure we have the 1 black to play this. And 4, and we can play Understanding Former and use the ability. So if we go in order, we use the 3 Lotus Petals to get mana, and those Spirit Guide, that's 3. We use the Taxian Probe to draw to try and get another black card, so we could imprint it on Chrome Mox, so we could use that mana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So use that 3 to play Understanding Former, one of those being black. And we can play Chrome Mox, which we got imprinted on from Understanding Former. Following? I hope so. Once you get the hang of it, it's not all that complicated. The complicated part is if you're using the sideboard and all that crazy stuff. It uses the sideboard. So now we have Understanding Former. We use this one. So use Understanding Former's ability to sacrifice a creature and target player. We're going to target ourselves. Reveals cards from the top of the library. And reveals a land card and put those into his graveyard. We don't have any land cards. So we're going to reveal our entire library and put all of it into our graveyard. So I'm just going to drag it into the graveyard. I'm going to stop Door Nothingness, yay. I'm going to stop when I get to a certain card, and I'll show you why. Narcomoba. So we want to drag these out because there's states on the card. When it's put into a graveyard from your library, you may put it onto the battlefield. Those are essential to what we're going to do next. And yes, in this legacy deck, you can be stopped by Force of Wills at any point in time. You kind of run that risk of if they are running a Force of Wills, which are pretty likely. If they're playing blue, they're going to be running Force of Will. And there's not really much way to get around that with this deck at all, unfortunately. There's our 4th Narcomoba, and we're just going to put the rest of these into the graveyard. Okay. Next thing we want to do is sacrifice 3 Narcomobas to pay for the flashback cost of Dread Return. Sorry, back up. You want to sacrifice 1 to look for Cabal Therapy. Target ourselves, name Dread Return. Using the flashback on Cabal Therapy to sacrifice. I only put Dread Return into the graveyard because we're discarding it. And then we can sacrifice the other 3 Narcomobas. So there's 4. It's exiled from flashback. There's 4. We can use 1 to use Cabal Therapy and 3 to do Dread Return flashback. And then we can Dread Return and play it with his flashback. Turn a target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. we want to return one very specific creature, which is Angel of Glorious Rise. Let's exile. So what this does is it exiles all zombies when it enters the battlefield, and it returns all human cards from their graveyard to the battlefield. So we don't care about the zombies that much. If they're playing zombies, I guess it could be cool, but we want to return our humans to the battlefield. So that's the Priest of Gix. Priest of Gixes. Whoa. It freaks out on me like that for some reason. Stop that. My gosh, okay. Well, let's do it over here. We get the Undercity Informers, which are not important anymore. But they're human, so we drag them back. And we get the Wild Cantors. And we get the... Where are you? Eternal Witness. I believe that is all of them. So when Priest of Gix enters the battlefield, we get 3 black from each of them. So we have 6 black. When we return Witness enters the battlefield, we return target card, the graveyard to the hand. We're going to want to return Open the Vaults to our hand. If you already have the Open the Vaults in hand, I would suggest returning, well, a Dark Ritual if you for some reason can't generate 6 mana. Like you had to exile like a Wild Cantor or a Priest of Gix or something to pay for like a Chrome Mox, you know, something like that. And so Open the Vaults is when you want to return, unless you already have in hand. You can turn a Gitaxian Probe to look at their hand. If you happen to have like a, you know, what's it called? A Cabal Therapy in your hand, or you can turn Cabal Therapy if you already know what's in their hand from using Gitaxian Probe earlier. If they have Force of Will, you can make them discard them. Their Force of Wills. I'll probably use Force of Will to counter that, which would be unfortunate. But, you know, what can you do? Try your best. So we want to try to open the vaults. You want to have open the vaults in your hand, in any case. That's what we're going to do next. So now we have these 6 mana from Priest of Gix. And we need 2 white, though, to play Open the Vault. So we're going to sacrifice the Wild Cantors and play Open the Vault. So it turns out artifacts and enchantments from all graveyards to the battlefield under their owner's controls. Most likely, your opponent probably won't have much in their graveyard this time since this is turn 1. So you get all the advantage here. So we turn Composite Golem. We return... Stop that. Lotus Petals. Most of these don't matter. It's just doing what the card says. Elixir of Immortality. Nim Death Mantle. Staff of Domination. Chrome Moxes. Door to Nothingness. And those are all the artifacts and enchantments. So now we have our most important cards on the field, which are these here. Most importantly, Composite Golem and Nim Death Mantle. So next thing you're going to want to do is sacrifice Composite Golem. Alright. What happens then is, it's for its ability, you're sacrificing it for its ability. You gain 5 mana to your mana pool, 1 of each color. Then Death Mantle triggers. Whenever non-token creatures put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 4 if you do return that card to the battlefield and attach an Death Mantle to it. Composite Golem gets +2/+2. Whoopee, it's 6/6. So it doesn't matter. What we're getting out of this, we're getting 5 mana, 1 of each color, right? White, green, red, black, blue. We're using 4 of it to, for Death Mantle, the Nim Death Mantle, to attach Composite Golem to it. And then we have 1 left over. So at that point in time, we can choose 1 of any color to keep. We're not using for Nim Death Mantle. We can sacrifice this again. You still have this 1 mana. Sacrifice it again. Trigger it again. We can choose one of another color that we're not using of those 4. So we can get a green and a white and a red and a black and a blue, and that goes on infinitely because of these 2 cards. So that's our infinite mana combo. Now we can do literally anything with mana we want. So now we can just use Door to Nothingness. 10 mana, 2 of each color. We have infinite amounts. Sacrifice it. Target player loses the game. And that's it. These cards weren't used. I forgot Elixir of Immortality wasn't even used anymore. I'm using the sideboard. So you don't have to have these. I'd probably throw them out in favor of getting 2 more Cabal Rituals. So then you have 4 Dark Rituals and 4 Cabal Rituals, and you'll very likely draw those. So you can do that. It's your choice. You can use this to gain 5 life and shuffle your graveyard into your library. In which case, you could then use Staff of Domination. So you gain 5 life. This might be good just as a precaution. Your Staff of Domination, Elixir of Immortality. You shuffle all of these into your library. So shuffle, shuffle. And then you can draw your entire library using the infinite mana you have. So you use 5 mana to draw a card, and then you untap Staff of Domination, and you do that infinitely. And then you have your entire hand, or your entire library in your hand, and you can use anything from it because you now have infinite mana. So those are good to have for that, if you want to do that. Anyway, this will be the end of this little showcase of this deck, Demoralizer. One last look at the original deck here, and my edited deck, and also the original deck list. You can look at link in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope that if you haven't seen Cockatrice before, you'll be interested in it. If you're a Magic the Gathering player, which you most likely are if you're watching this. If you're not, then you probably have no idea what I've been saying for the last, however, 15 minutes or so. Anyway, enjoy your day, your evening, your morning, your night, whatever it is for you. Until next time, here's Rocky. Peace out.